ever feel like you're running on fumes? Like juggling a million things and you're constantly questioning all your parenting choices?
Oh, yeah.
You are so not alone.
Not at all.
A staggering 60% of parents actually report feeling just completely overwhelmed by all their responsibilities.
It's a lot.
And that's what we're diving deep into today.
Yeah.
Parental burnout.
Big topic.
But it's not just everyday stress, right?
Yeah, this is different.
This is like next level.
Definitely.
It's chronic physical and emotional and mental exhaustion
Yeah.
caused by the prolonged demands of parenting.
All those demands all the time.
Yeah, and today we're going to be looking at some practical strategies for managing all that stress.
Yeah.
Relaxation techniques you can even implement right away.
I love that.
And we've got some expert insights from a psychologist
Awesome.
specializing in parenting.
Can't wait.
So let's jump right in with some practical tips.
Okay.
One of the sources we looked at highlighted setting realistic goals
Okay.
and prioritizing tasks, especially in today's world where we're just bombarded with all these images of like perfect parenting.
Oh my gosh, yes. It's everywhere you look.
It's so easy to fall into that trap, right?
So easy.
Of comparing ourselves to those seemingly perfect families.
Right. And they're on social media, so it looks even better.
Exactly.
And so one strategy that I think can really help with that is to focus on like improving one key area each week.
Okay.
Instead of trying to overhaul like your entire routine, right?
Yeah,
Or maybe you just choose to focus on creating a calmer bedtime routine
that's a good one.
or incorporating more family meals.
Oh, that's nice.
Just like small, manageable goals.
Manageable.
Yeah.
I like that.
Okay.
Rather than trying to do everything perfectly,
Yes.
you can focus that energy on making small, impactful changes.
Totally.
And that whole delegating thing,
Oh, yeah.
I have to admit I'm not always the best at asking for help.
You know, delegating can be like a game changer for a lot of parents.
Really, yeah.
And it's not just about asking your partner to pitch in more, right?
Right. You know, involve the kids.
Even in small tasks.
Oh, for sure. Even in small tasks.
Okay.
That can lighten your load
I can see that.
and teach them valuable life skills, too.
Ooh, two birds.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, imagine a family meeting where everyone brainstorms ways to contribute.
I love that.
Right. Maybe one child helps sort laundry while another sets the table.
That shifts the mindset from me doing everything to we're in this together.
Exactly. A more collaborative approach.
Now I have to ask about something that often feels impossible.
Okay, what's that?
Me time. Do you really think busy parents can make that happen?
So it's not about finding hours of free time.
Okay.
It's about carving out even small pockets of time for yourself.
Like how small are we talking?
I mean, consider this even 5 minutes of mindful breathing.
5 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can lower your stress levels and improve your focus.
Okay. I'm willing to try that.
Try it.
Now, speaking of technology,
Yeah.
I'm always curious about apps that can help simplify family life.
There's so many of them. So many. But are there any specific features we should look for?
So instead of just like downloading the first meal planning app you see,
Right.
consider what would actually be most helpful for your family.
Okay.
Do you need help with grocery lists,
Uh-huh.
recipe inspiration,
Yes.
coordinating meals with everyone's schedules?
Oh, yeah. That's a good one.
Some apps even offer family calendar features,
Oh.
which can be a total lifesaver for coordinating appointments and activities.
I like that a lot.
It's good stuff.
It's about finding tools that truly address our specific needs,
Yeah,
rather than just adding more to our plates.
absolutely.
Now, I know we're talking about practical strategies,
Mhm.
but let's be honest. Sometimes we need more than just organization and to-do lists.
Oh, for sure.
Right.
When we're feeling overwhelmed,
Mm.
tapping into relaxation techniques can make a huge difference.
Okay.
And I know it might seem counterintuitive when you're already short on time,
Yes.
but even a few minutes of deep breathing can have profound physiological benefits.
I have to admit, I've always been skeptical about those breathing exercises.
Oh, really?
Do they really work?
Oh, yeah. Try this with us right now.
Okay.
Breathe in deeply through your nose for a count of 4.
Okay.
Hold for 4.
Got it.
And exhale slowly through your mouth for 6.
Okay.
Do that a few times and notice how your body feels.
Okay. I have to admit, I do feel a bit more relaxed.
Yeah.
And it only took a minute.
I know, right?
You know, one thing that helps me shift my perspective is practicing gratitude.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes when I'm feeling overwhelmed, I take a few minutes to write down things I'm grateful for.
Yeah.
Even just like seemingly small things.
Totally.
It's amazing how that simple act can change my mood.
Gratitude is so powerful.
It is.
It helps us focus on the positive aspects of our lives.
Yes.
Even amidst challenges.
Even amidst the chaos of parenting.
Exactly. So take a moment right now
Okay.
and think about 3 things you're grateful for.
Okay.
Could be anything.
Anything.
Your morning coffee,
Ooh, yeah.
a funny text from a friend,
Love it.
the sound of your child's laughter,
That's a good one.
anything.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's a great reminder that even on the toughest days, there's still goodness to be found.
So much goodness.
Okay, ready to go even deeper?
I'm ready.
We've got a psychology expert specializing in parenting who's going to answer some burning questions.
I love that. I find that getting that expert perspective can be so validating,
Oh, for sure.
especially when we're feeling lost in the parenting maze.
So true. So let's start with this. What are the early signs of parental burnout?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How can we tell if we're heading down that path?
Exactly.
So our expert described a few key signs to watch out for.
Okay.
Constant exhaustion,
Okay.
even after a full night's sleep.
Okay.
That's one red flag.
Got it.
Increased irritability and impatience,
Mm-hmm.
especially towards your kids or partner.
Yeah.
Another sign.
Okay.
You might also start to feel emotionally detached,
Oh.
like you're going through the motions without truly connecting with your family.
I think a lot of parents can relate to those feelings.
Oh, for sure.
But here's the thing. If you're starting to notice those signs,
Yeah.
how do you set boundaries without feeling guilty?
Oh, the mom guilt is fierce.
That mom guilt is fierce.
It is.
So how do we deal with that?
So our expert really emphasized clear communication as a key strategy.
Communication.
Yeah, it's about having open conversations with your partner,
Okay.
your family, even your kids about what you need.
Wow, even our kids.
Yep, age appropriate, of course.
Right.
But it's also about setting realistic expectations for yourself.
Okay.
You don't have to say yes to every request or be everything to everyone.
Easier said than done, right?
It is, but it makes sense.
It does.
It's about prioritizing our well-being
Yes.
so we can show up as the best versions of ourselves.
Okay, last question for the expert.
Hit me.
What's one piece of advice you'd give to overwhelmed parents?
Okay.
Like that one nugget of wisdom to hold on to when things feel chaotic?
So this really resonated with me. The expert said, remember that self-compassion is not a luxury.
Yeah.
It's a necessity.
Wow.
It's about treating yourself with the same kindness and understanding you would offer a friend who's struggling.
That's so powerful.
It is.
So before we move on, I want you to pause for a moment and think about what's causing you stress right now.
Okay,
What's one small step you can take today to address it?
that's a great question.
Maybe it's setting a boundary,
Uh-huh.
scheduling 15 minutes of me time,
Ooh, yeah?
or simply practicing that deep breathing technique we learned earlier.
Even small actions can create a ripple effect
I love that.
and help us feel more in control.
More in control.
Yeah. Welcome back to our deep dive into parental burnout.
Before the break, we were talking about the importance of self-compassion.
Yes.
And taking those small steps towards prioritizing our well-being.
Absolutely.
You know, it's so easy to just get caught up in the daily grind of parenting.
It really is.
And forget that self-care isn't selfish. It's
Mhm.
actually essential.
It's so important.
One of the things that really struck me in the research was how parental burnout doesn't just impact us as individuals.
Right.
It affects the whole family dynamic.
Like a ripple effect.
Totally.
When parents are burnt out, they're often less emotionally available
Yeah.
to their children.
Makes sense.
And this can manifest as like increased irritability,
Uh-huh.
decreased patience,
Yeah.
and just fewer moments of genuine connection.
Which, let's face it, can lead to some challenging behaviors from kids.
Oh, yeah.
It becomes this frustrating cycle
Totally.
where everyone's feeling stressed and disconnected.
Exactly. Addressing parental burnout isn't just about individual well-being.
Right.
It's about creating a healthier, more harmonious environment for the whole family.
I like that.
When parents feel supported and nurtured,
Yeah.
they're better equipped to meet their children's needs
Hmm.
and foster those positive connections.
So how do we break that cycle? We've talked about stress management and relaxation techniques, but are there other strategies that can help?
You know, one thing that came up consistently in the research was the incredible value of social support,
Oh, yeah, social support.
connecting with other parents,
Mhm.
whether it's through friends, family, or support groups.
I can see how sharing experiences with people who get it could be so validating.
It is.
It's that sense of community and shared understanding that can make you feel less alone
For sure.
in the trenches of parenthood.
In the trenches.
So true.
It goes beyond just venting,
Yeah,
although that can be helpful too.
right.
It's about exchanging advice,
Mm-hmm.
offering a listening ear,
Yeah,
and realizing that you're not the only one navigating these challenges.
right.
Sometimes just hearing someone say, I've been there,
Yeah,
can make all the difference.
I bet.
It really can.
For those parents feeling isolated or overwhelmed, how do they even begin to find that support?
Well, there are actually tons of resources available, both online and in local communities.
All right.
A lot of community centers offer parenting groups, and countless online forums and support groups cater to specific parenting challenges or interests.
I like that.
And of course, don't underestimate the power of reaching out to a trusted friend or family member.
Sometimes just having that one person to talk to can make you feel seen and heard.
Absolutely.
And if things feel really overwhelming, seeking professional help from a therapist or counselor is always a good option.
Absolutely. It's a sign of strength to recognize when you need extra support.
So true.
And remember, seeking help isn't just about you.
Right.
It's about investing in the well-being of your entire family.
Speaking of family, I'm curious about how parental burnout might specifically impact the relationship between partners. Parenting can be tough on any relationship.
It is.
But how does burnout amplify those challenges?
That's a great point. When one partner is experiencing burnout, it can create an imbalance in the relationship.
Right.
The burnt-out partner might have less patience,
Yeah.
be less affectionate, and struggle to contribute equally to household responsibilities.
Oh, that's tough.
This can easily lead to resentment and conflict.
It's like adding fuel to the fire.
It is.
Parenting is already demanding, even with the best intentions and the most supportive partner.
Yeah, it's so important for couples to have open and honest conversations about their needs and expectations.
Okay.
Create a plan for sharing responsibilities, supporting each other, and importantly, prioritize time for connection and intimacy.
Even if it's just a few stolen moments each day.
Even if it's just a few moments.
Communication seems to be a recurring theme here.
It is.
Now, shifting gears a bit, I'm wondering about the impact on siblings.
Okay.
If one parent is more burnt out than the other,
Yeah.
could that unintentionally create tension or even a sense of favoritism among the children?
It's certainly a possibility if one parent consistently has less patience or energy for certain children. Those children might start to perceive that parent as less loving or supportive.
Right.
This can lead to feelings of jealousy or resentment between siblings.
Oh, that's hard. So what can parents do to prevent that dynamic from developing or address it if it's already an issue?
Again, open communication is key.
There's that word again.
Talk to your children in an age-appropriate way
Okay.
about how you're feeling and why you might be acting differently.
Okay.
Reassure them that your love for them is equal, even if your energy levels or patience aren't always consistent.
I like that.
It's also about making a conscious effort to connect with each child individually.
Okay.
Schedule one-on-one time, even if it's just for a few minutes,
Yeah.
and be present and engaged during those interactions.
Each child is unique and will respond to parental burnout differently.
They will.
Some might become more clingy or demanding, while others might withdraw or act out.
Exactly. The important thing is to be attuned to these changes in behavior.
Yeah.
And to seek professional help if you're concerned.
It sounds like a big part of this is simply being aware of the potential impact of burnout on family dynamics. That awareness can help us make more conscious choices and adjustments in how we interact with our partners and children.
Absolutely. And it's also important to remember that we don't have to go through this alone.
No, we don't.
Don't be afraid to lean on your partner, family, friends, or professionals for support.
So we've talked about the ripple effects of parental burnout within the family, but I'm curious about the long-term consequences.
Okay.
Could this have a lasting impact on children as they grow up?
That's a question researchers are still exploring. But some studies suggest that children of parents experiencing burnout may be more susceptible to emotional and behavioral challenges as they mature.
Oh, wow.
They might have difficulty regulating their emotions, forming healthy relationships, or coping with stressful situations.
That's concerning. So if parents have been struggling with burnout, is there anything they can do to mitigate those risks and potentially repair any damage that's been done?
Here's the good news. Children are remarkably resilient, and relationships can be repaired.
Okay.
The key is to acknowledge the impact your burnout may have had on your children.
Yeah.
Apologize for any hurt you may have caused, and make a conscious effort to change your behavior moving forward.
It's about prioritizing self-care, seeking support, and creating a more positive and nurturing home environment.
Exactly. And remember, it's never too late to make those changes.
That's good.
Even small adjustments can have a significant impact on your children's well-being, both now and in the long run.
That's reassuring to hear. I think it's important to wrap up this part of our deep dive on a hopeful note.
I agree.
Parental burnout is a serious issue, but it's not a life sentence.
Right.
There are steps we can take to prevent it, manage it, and even heal from it.
Absolutely. And remember, you're not alone on this journey.
Thank you.
There's a whole community of parents out there who understand what you're going through, who face similar challenges, and who are cheering you on every step of the way.
Keep showing up, keep learning, and keep growing. You got this.
You do.
Welcome back to our deep dive into parental burnout.
We're back.
In the last segment, we explored how parental burnout can impact that whole family dynamic, leading to all those strained relationships and potential long-term consequences for our kids.
Right.
But before the break, I left you with a bit of a thought-provoking question.
You did.
I asked how understanding our own burnout as parents might actually give us valuable insights into our children's experiences.
I remember that.
Exactly. I've been thinking about this a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if there are any parallels between what we experience as burnt-out parents and what our kids go through.
That's fascinating. And you're so right.
Yeah.
There are parallels.
Okay.
Think about those classic childhood meltdowns.
Okay.
Kids get overwhelmed.
Yes.
They struggle to regulate their emotions.
Uh-huh.
Their behavior can be so unpredictable.
Totally.
Now consider how we act when we're experiencing burnout.
Okay.
We're more irritable.
Yeah.
We have shorter fuses.
Girl.
We might even have difficulty, thinking clearly.
Wow, you're right. It's like we're experiencing our own version of a meltdown when we're burnt out.
Kind of.
That's crazy.
It is.
It really is.
It's a powerful realization.
It is.
When we're burnt out, we're essentially experiencing emotional dysregulation ourselves.
Wow.
And that can make it so much harder to respond to our children's needs with empathy and understanding.
Makes sense.
It does.
So if we can learn to recognize those signs of burnout in ourselves, develop some healthy coping mechanisms, and build our own resilience,
right?
We're not just taking care of our own well-being, we're also becoming more attuned and effective parents.
Precisely. By modeling those healthy coping skills, we're teaching our children valuable lessons about emotional regulation and resilience.
Look at the saying goes, you can't pour from an empty cup.
Exactly.
That makes so much sense. Now, another aspect of parental burnout that I wanted to explore is the role of societal expectations.
Oh, yeah.
There's this constant pressure to do it all, be it all, and have it all together as parents.
Have it all.
Which can feel completely overwhelming.
It really can.
It's the myth of the perfect parent.
It is a myth.
Right. And it's something we're bombarded with constantly through social media advertising. Even well-meaning family members.
All the time.
The often unrealistic expectations set us up for failure from the start.
Because nobody can live up to that.
Nobody.
It's impossible.
And it's interesting because those expectations often vary depending on cultural and historical context.
That's true.
You know, the way we parent today is vastly different from how previous generations approached parenting.
Oh, for sure.
So how do we navigate those societal pressures without getting sucked into the comparison trap?
Yeah.
And feeling like we're constantly falling short?
That's the question, isn't it?
That's the question.
Yeah.
I'm all ears for strategies to combat that pressure.
Okay, well, one strategy is to become more mindful of the messages you're consuming.
Okay.
Take a look at the social media accounts you follow.
Okay.
Are they making you feel inadequate or anxious?
Ooh, yeah.
Maybe it's time to unfollow or mute those accounts.
That's a good idea.
And seek out sources of information and inspiration that are more supportive and realistic.
It's like a digital detox for your mental health.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's also important to be selective about the parenting advice you take to heart.
Yeah.
Not every expert or influencer will resonate with your values or parenting style.
Right.
And that's okay.
Totally.
Trust your instincts and do what feels right for your family.
It's about finding your village.
Yes.
Not trying to fit into someone else's mold.
Precisely. And don't be afraid to set boundaries with family and friends who might be projecting their own expectations onto you.
Yeah.
You have the right to define what good parenting looks like for your family.
So we've covered a lot of ground recognizing those signs of burnout, managing stress, building resilience, seeking support, and challenging those unrealistic societal expectations.
They've covered a lot.
Is there anything else parents can do proactively to prevent burnout from taking hold in the first place?
One thing that came up repeatedly in the research is self-care. And I'm not just talking about indulging in occasional bubble baths or spa days.
Okay.
Although those are lovely treats.
They are.
I'm talking about prioritizing activities that nourish your mind, body, and soul
How?
on a regular basis.
So those basic things we often neglect when we're in survival mode,
Yeah.
like getting enough sleep, eating nutritious foods, and moving our bodies.
Exactly. Those foundational habits have a profound impact on our ability to cope with stress and maintain our energy levels.
Yeah,
They might seem simple,
right.
but they're essential for our well-being, which in turn allows us to be more present and engaged parents.
It's not selfish to prioritize those things.
No.
It's actually an act of self-preservation
It is.
that benefits the entire family.
Couldn't agree more. And don't underestimate the importance of pursuing hobbies and interests outside of parenting.
Oh, yeah.
Engaging in activities that bring you joy and make you feel like a whole person, not just mom or dad,
Yes.
is crucial for preventing burnout.
Even if it's just carving out 30 minutes a day to read Paint Garden or whatever, brings you a sense of fulfillment. Make it a priority. You'll be a happier and more balanced parent for it.
Self-care is an investment
It is.
in your well-being and the well-being of your family.
Mhm.
It's not a luxury, it's a necessity.
Well said. As we wrap up this deep dive into parental burnout, I want to circle back to something we touched on earlier, the power of self-compassion.
So important.
It's so easy to get caught up in self-criticism and feel like we're not doing enough or that we're failing in some way.
It's so easy to do that.
But it's essential to remember that we're all doing the best we can with the resources we have at any given moment.
We are.
Parenting is inherently challenging. There's no such thing as a perfect parent,
Go.
and we all make mistakes along the way.
We do.
So be kind to yourself, celebrate those small victories, and don't hesitate to ask for help when you need it.
Ask for help.
And remember, you are not alone on this journey. There's a whole community of parents out there who understand what you're going through,
We get it.
who face similar challenges, and who are rooting for you every step of the way. So keep showing up, keep learning, and keep growing. You've got this.
This has been a truly insightful deep dive into the complexities of parental burnout.
It has.
We've explored the signs, the causes, the impact on families, and most importantly, the strategies for prevention and healing.
Yes.
Remember, prioritizing your well-being is not selfish.
Not at all.
It's an act of love for yourself and your family.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into parental burnout. We hope you've gained some valuable insights and practical tools to navigate the challenges of parenting in today's world. Remember, you're doing a great job, and there's support available when you need it. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other.